That's the man. Sean, of course, he's a brother of Zeeshan Quraishi, who will now go into action leading his team. They've won all three matches. Of course, the chairman is going to join me now, Mohammed Quraishi. He's looking very dapper today. He's lost a lot of weight and he's fit as a fiddle. He has been making a lot of runs as well in domestic cricket. Mark, congratulations so far. Tell us about that Multan team that Zeeshan has been doing so well. He has won 2 Man of the Match awards in the single day.
Yeah, it's a good performance. That's why we was looking for talented. And then, as you know, we give him the American talent, and with Ali Khan and Jashkarans, and they have the born race new talents. We seen Zeeshan have the wonderful day yesterday. He had the first game. He had a man of the match, and with the 2 wickets and have the 26 runs. And second innings, second games, he have actually carry on the bat from opening to the end, which is surprisingly is very good. And then third games you seen the last night. He's like Multan Sultan teams he representing as a US All Star, but there was his great performance. I haven't inspected, seen that thing up.
Yeah. Well, no, he actually won Man of the Match last night as well.
Oh wow! I know that will be great performance because the wicket falling down, big names came down, but he will stay on the wicket and he did a great performance. I'm very seen of him. That will be show them up, and we have new talents in U.S. Open. It came up, so we want more talent to come in. That's what our program is: work for international, nationally. So we have local national players can come and give a performance.
Well, speaking about local and international players, let's just explain to you what happened last night. Samuel Battery, the former West Indies international player, he got the early wicket to create an inroad. And at that point in time, the local player, Zeeshan Quraishi, came in 2 for 9. I'm sure that Mark, someone probably didn't tell him, but he's speaking about his batting. He got 2 for 9 with the ball. And of course, early on in the day, he got 2 wickets as well, Mark.
Yeah, he took the 2 wickets, and then also same thing last night. I seen of the whole innings, but he have the great shots when he have done that. It's a power, they came in. But it's all about the cricket. He's playing a performance and he's there, and then he got 46 run, and then 2 wicket is like show them up himself is talented he have there. So USA have talent.
Well, someone walked up to him last night and said, Sean, it's unbelievable how you have actually changed your game. You're still a very young man, and it's amazing your performance at this US Open. It's as if he wants to dominate this US Open. He couldn't have had a better day yesterday. I'm of the opinion, though, Mark, that because he's playing more cricket on a consistent basis, I know he has been driving from Orlando to come to South Florida to play with you. And, of course, I think, in my opinion, the more cricket he plays, this is why you're seeing such great performance. Your thoughts?
Yeah, because what happened, we don't have great opportunity here in Florida and better crickets like in other world. But whatever he can get chance, he can play with it. And he have dedicated his times and effort is still. But I think it's like USA have to be more programs going on, more leagues going on, more all weekend, just not for the Sunday cricket. They have to be like Saturday nights and Saturday mornings, Sunday. Like Houston have a lot of cricket there, as you've seen. They play in Houston, but they have not enough season. In Florida, have season all year round. So more teams come in. I will have new programs coming in, creating the new leagues this year. Coming up 2020, they call Cricket 59, and they give you a lot of opportunities. So he will have all years around have the crickets probably, and then other young kids who want to join it. The Cricket 59 is great leagues gonna be started, and that's our vision is.
But before you run away, though, I must ask you about your batting. It has been amazing this season. You have been getting runs. Was it about 7 half centuries?
Yeah, I have done that because started say be passion. So my dream was bring the US Open, one of the top tournaments, and bring in the stars. So we just have done that. So now I was thinking I have a lot of time on my hands, so why should I play cricket again? So I started and do my exercise, and is encouraging to other people can see it. If I can do it and other people can do it, we love the passion, we love the cricket. So why not just do that? And I start eating rights and start playing it. So been playing in internationally skilled cricket. I have been playing in Pakistan under 19. So I have done, and I was a captain for the college captain. So I been played good standard cricket. So I say start back again. So last 5 games and continuously I have 50 runs and I stay on the wicket. So I partner with him, Zeeshan, and I say, you stay with me just like I play and to the end carry on bat. That's called cricket. You cannot hit and gone, for 4 balls. So he got the message from me and he stayed on the wicket. Last night he have done, if you look at the amazing, like for second inning he was playing the second game for US Open. He opened and until the end the games win. So that will tell you that is the great way to play because you're not coming for sixes and fours. You're coming and stay and they give you performance, and which is have done that.
Well, wonderful indeed, and you're seeing that change in Zeeshan's game. Of course, Mac and him, they batted together, brought home a 10-wicket victory while Zeeshan was rotating the strike. You saw that last night. He was getting the singles. Prior to that, he was looking to hit everything out the park, but last night he got the singles and was able to destroy the new ball. There, his partnership with Mark was hitting and he was just staying with him. But on that note, we are going to take a break. We're going to actually have Zeeshan Quraishi in a few minutes at the toss. Well, we have with us the man of the moment, the man who seems to want to take away all the accolades and all the awards at this year's US Open, Zeeshan Quraishi. You would have heard us before speaking about him. Sean, this is semi-final. This is, the quarterfinal. Who won the toss?
We won the toss. We decided to bat first. We had some good momentum yesterday batting first after chasing in our first 2 games. We saw how the wicket played and we really enjoyed batting on it yesterday. It was a little bit sticky, but it didn't cause much trouble for us, So we did lose 2 early wickets, but I don't think that will be a problem today, and we'll just do, we'll bat our best, and I think we'll look to put on around 140, 150 batting first and defend that.
That's a big score, but I know that you're very capable. You have been hitting the ball hard. Are you a bit concerned batting first, though, with the weather around?
No, the weather's kind of been like this the whole tournament. I think actually it's a bit better today. The wind's the same. It seems a little bit weaker than yesterday, so that might help us a bit with the batting.
Well, we all enjoyed your batting last night at the main stadium. We went live. I'm sure all our viewers would have enjoyed your batting, and I hope that you have something special for us again today.
Thank you.
Well, that's it. Zeeshan Quraishi winning the toss. He's going to take first strike with his team as we are here for yet another quarterfinal. Quarterfinal number 2 on the main stadium.
Good afternoon to our fans out there who is watching on Mac TV. Thank you guys for following us over the past 3 days, and it's cricket, lovely cricket here in Fort Lauderdale. To all our Facebook fans who are watching and cheering at the same time, so everyone is enjoying the game of cricket. So today we have a game on here with the US All-Star Multan Sultan against the Smashers, and the Multan Sultan is taking first strike. So the first ball being bowled, and it's none for none.
Yes, Jan, Multan Sultan, having won the toss, they've elected to bat against Smashers. Smashers out of New York, captained by Jesse Singh, who turns from the distance and comes into both of Zeeshan Quraishi. Oh, a slashing shot through the offside. One bounce and it goes away for 4. So a good start here from Multan Sultan. A lovely shot off the bat of Zeeshan Quraishi.
What a stroke by Zeeshan Quraishi. He just stood tall and just hit that one gracefully into the boundary for 4 runs. So what a way to start. What a way for the captain to start this one off. So it's 4 from 2 for Zeeshan. Good going.
Yeah, short ball from Jesse Singh. Not the kind of length you would want to bowl in the earlier part of a 15-over game. And now going down the leg side. So not good discipline here from Jesse Singh. They'll come back. In fact, they'll settle for 1, but it's a wide. So wide and 1. Couple of runs will be added to the scorecard. Ball string down the leg side from the U.S. national pacer. Here we go. There is one Mazar, the wicketkeeper, having a bit of problem there. Was able to stop the ball somewhat, but not a clean take at all from Rizwan Mazar.
So Jesse just strained down the leg side, and that's after being dislodged for 4 earlier from Zeeshan. He just lose his rhythm right there and spray that one wide off the keeper, who barely get a hand to it, but that was enough to slow it down from going into the boundary, and the batsman went through and got a run.
So Smashers comes out of the New York metropolitan area. We've seen a couple of teams in the quarterfinal out of the New York area. Punjab is also in the quarters. And so Smashers led by Jesse Singh, U.S. national fast bowler. So Zeeshan Ashraf. He gets off the mark with one. A big talent out of Pakistan. And Zeeshan Qureshi with a slashing shot for 4 just a couple of balls ago.
So we just saw some aggression from Jesse Singh right there. He put all he got into that short ball, but Zeeshan just watch it go by. So pretty good cricket at the moment.
Yeah, typical response from a fast bowler. When you've got the pace, you've got to use it sometimes to just push your opponent on the back foot. So Jesse Singh has made a good comeback, having been slashed for 4 off the bat of Qureshi.
And Quraishi doesn't look worried towards the bowling off swing. He's just getting behind it, playing each ball on the merit, and that is a good thing to see the captain really just looking at Singh. He's a national representative for the U.S., but he's basically just watching him.
So ball guided away here by Qureshi. Number 2 comes around quite quickly. It appears to be Kapil Khanna. And so that's the completion of over number 1. Multan Sultan, having won the toss, they've elected to bat. Multan Sultan, U.S. All-Stars, a bit of March. And after 8, Ian Thomas. After 1, actually, it's 8 on the board.
Well, it's an average over we have seen here. Most of the team in the early overs, they travel around 8 per over. So I'll say a fairly good start there by Quraishi. He got a boundary in the first over. Jesse Singh did respond with a few short balls. So, bowler like batsman having their game, not being intimidated by each other, but just playing what they know, playing the game of cricket, basic cricket. And Lenny, I must say you would know too much about the New York team, the Smashers, because you're actually from New York, right?
Yes, Ian Thomas, and I've week in, week out, I would go to games. I've commentated in many of the games there, so they know me pretty well. And I was just telling you off mic, and I'll tell you some stories, and they know me so well, but as soon as I come to the park and they see me, and they don't see, he beats Salek Iqbal, and it goes away for 4. So off the bat is Zeeshan Qureshi. Ball that is driven straight down the ground to mid-on, and Salek Iqbal might have been the man there. Not great feeling. And the first ball off the bowling of Raymond Ramratan goes away for 4. So good comeback delivery, and Ian Thomas just coming back to the New York contingent. Whenever they see me coming up here to do commentary, the first question they ask, where is Matthew? That's my little son. And they say, you got to bring him here. So ball flicked into the onside, just in front of Salek Iqbal. And another run here for Multan Sultan.
Yeah, so was a well-taken single. As you see, there was a direct hit. So the fielder picked up and aimed at the wicket, direct hit. But Quraishi was already in his crease. He made his ground. So that goes another single to Quraishi. He goes up to 10 from 8. And the score is 13 without loss, 1.3 overs. And Lenny, as I say, I think you should bring your son here. Heard so much about him that he's better than you are. Is that so?
Yeah, he holds his own. The only thing, he has school, and can't take him out of school for the time being. So Zeeshan Ashraf comes into strike, and Zeeshan Ashraf, we saw him play here in the stadium yesterday. He is a top talent. We didn't see him for long. Through the offside, and that's powerfully driven through the offside for 4.
That was a beauty of a shot by Ashraf. He really got over it and just caressed the ball. And with the outfield, it just runs straight into the boundary. 4 runs to him. Wonderful shot there by him. Well controlled, well placed. 4 runs was written all over that ball.
Yeah, he's a top talent, Zeeshan Ashraf. Couple of Zeeshans out in the middle, Zeeshan Quraishi and Zeeshan Ashraf. Very easy, and this one has gone a long way. It's out of the playing area. Another 6 here in the park, this time off the bat of Zeeshan Ashraf. It's 23 on the board.
Good going here by both Zeeshan. Ashraf is going with a huge 6 a while ago. I said that one is looking for a way for Miami Beach. He may be sending us a signal. They want to take this down to Miami Beach, the celebration.
Yeah, Raymond Ramratan, he's a young talent. Plays pretty well in his age group, but might have been under the gun here. This is more of a top-level senior cricket, and he's launched this one out of the park against Zeeshan Ashraf. He's not going to stick around here and allow balls to get by, and he comes down, get to the pitch of the ball, and strikes it out of the park. It's 29 without loss.
With 2 overs being bowled, it's 29 without loss. This is great going, 14.5 per over. And as you can see, you have both Zeeshan at the wicket and Quraishi. He's the captain. And on the other hand, we have Ashraf, who is taking it to the bowler. So both of the batsmen are doing pretty well out there. They seem pretty comfortable, and they're not having any difficulty playing their shot.
Yeah, a couple of big shots here from Zeeshan Ashraf. A couple of 6s and 1 4. He's a top talent. Coming out of the Multan Sultan brand, one of the franchise team out of Pakistan, and with the news, PSL will be played entirely in Pakistan this year. That's the news we are hearing, as international cricket slowly makes its way back to Pakistan. Pakistan, of course, hosting the Sri Lankans at the moment, and so best of luck to that venture. Pakistan has been out of international cricket for some time, as number 6 has been brought into the attack. So Hamza Bangash given the ball here with a runaway start by Multan Sultan, US All-Stars Ian Thomas.
Yes, a very good start here. This is what you'll expect from the opening batsman, given that it's a limited over and the runs matters. So getting the runs and keeping the wicket, that is the way to go. And the Multan Sultan is just doing exactly what is required.
So Hamza given the ball, Hamza Bangash. They're going at 14.5 runs and over, so they certainly run away here. Zeeshan Quraishi, the man on strike. And Bangash starts with a wide ball sliding down the leg side, and that'll push the score up to 30 on the board. Quick start here by Multan Sultan, US All-Stars, having won the toss, on deciding they'll put runs on the board first and then try to see if they can win the match by bowling teams out short of whatever the target is. A big swing and a miss here, and he's gone. So Zeeshan Quraishi is caught behind, and Hamza Bangash has come up with some sort of a breakthrough here. Much needed one. And Zeeshan Quraishi falls for 10. It's 30 for 1.
Yes, so we just saw the fall of the first wicket. Zeeshan Quraishi, he went for 10 off 9. He played his part, more than a runner ball. So now we'll see a new batsman, Shima. And I can remember the last 2020 I was at. This gentleman, Shima, he hit the ball all over the park, not just over the park, out of the park. There was 6s and 6s and 6s.
Yeah, hands down, Rizwan Chima is one of the biggest hitter in this tournament. He hits the ball hard, he clears his ground with some bit of ease, and he's done that at the top level, having played for the Canadian national team for several years. So he comes in this game here with a very high level of pedigree, and His record at the U.S. Open is an impressive one. I remember one year he played in the final of a U.S. Open, and the first 3 balls into the match were 3 sixes from that end. So he's had good memory of this park. Slammed 100 about 3 years ago, and so he's been among the runs here in previous past U.S. Open. So ball just falling short here of Salek Iqbal. The ball seems to be following Iqbal today, and not realizing that Rizwan Chima probably you would have wanted to put in a little bit more better effort than that. Take a look at that ball skied in the air and just falling short of Salek Iqbal. It's 30 for 1 still. So ball cut away up to short backward point. Only a single. And a single that gets Rizwan Chima going and brings Zeeshan Ashraf back on strike.
So let's see what Bangash have in store for Ashraf, because he been going great guns in the over before. He really took charge of that over.
Yes, he's only given up 2 runs in the over so far. He's picked up the wicket of Zeeshan Qureshi. And now the real challenge comes as he comes into bowl to Zeeshan Ashraf. Ashraf has faced 4 balls. He's quickly gone up to 17. He's played a couple. He's played 3 shots for boundaries, 1 4 and 2 6s. And he's going to be a key man here for Multan Sultan. Oh, through the offside. Look at that, with all the ease in the world. Just lifting the ball deliberately outside of the ring. And once it gets past the ring, Ian Thomas, is just a matter of running and just retrieve. Another lovely shot here from Zeeshan Ashraf. Take a look, 21 off just 5 balls.
That was a well-executed shot, over cover. It's like a textbook shot. He had that one made. It was like carved out, paved, and put down.
Yeah, he's really a good batsman. I've seen him just yesterday, and while his innings was pretty much brief, I've watched enough cricket to know that sometimes I judge players on just a couple of shots that they play, and I can tell you they're quality batsmen, very tight. And he plays his shot with some degree of power and timing. So he's a top talent here, and Multan Sultan will be hoping that he sticks around long enough to put up a good score. At the end of 3, it's 35 for 1.
Yes, very entertaining cricket here by the Multan Sultan. Giving the viewers what we love to see in this version of the game. We like to see boundaries, and he is really bringing it to the smashers. We realize he find the boundary pretty easy, 3 in 1 over, and that was a beauty of a shot over cover for 4 runs. So, Zeeshan Ashraf is doing a pretty good job, and the score is 35 for 1 in the 3rd over. Good going. Chima is on 1.
So bowling change here for Smashers. They've brought on Usman Shahid. And Usman Shahid comes out of the DC area. I've seen him play a lot of time in New York. Left arm seamer. He bowls well in that part of the country, and this is the first time I'm seeing him in the U.S. Open. Might have been here before, but I wouldn't recollect that. But he comes on with a flourishing score so far of 35 for 1. Yeah, he's a good bowler. He's a good quality bowler, Usman Shahid. And he has a bit of a unorthodox run-up, hands kept straight to his side, as you'll see Ian Thomas. But in the meantime, Zeeshan Ashraf, the man on strike, he slammed 21 in just 7 balls. And
Yes,
they've lost the wicket of Zeeshan Qureishi's 36 for 1.
Yes, I realize that the left arm seamers, even the spinners, have been used pretty well through the series here, and they've been very much effective. So let's see what Shahid have in store.
So Ashraf on strike. He's looked impressive this evening. Oh, through the offside. What a diving stop there. Stopping a 4 is Jesse Singh. And that had 4 written all over it, Ian Thomas, until Jesse Singh interrupted the ball.
That was a beauty of a shot. If Jesse Singh did not get himself down that quickly, I'm telling you, that would be racing into the boundary for 4 runs. Very well done there by Jesse to prevent that boundary. Good feeling.
So no let up here as Rizwan Chima comes into strike. He's as good as anyone else hitting the ball out at the park. He gets a good ball. So Usman Shahid, he has done relatively well to restrict 2 rampaging batsmen here, Ashraf and Chima. Not easy to restrict any of those at any time. And when you consider Ian Thomas, that he has a chance to bowl them in pairs, you've got to give him some bit of credit. So Usman Shahid just trying to get the ball. A little bit of football work doesn't go well, and a well taken single in the end. Cheeky single?
Yes, cheeky single, but I must say that Shahid is bowling pretty well, and his action is a little different the way he runs in, and the batsman is having problem playing him at the moment.
Sliding down the leg side, called a wide, and we've certainly seen some unorthodox action with regards to pace bowling at the international level. Jasprit Bumrah comes to mind, and here is Usman Shahid. All going down the leg side. Rizwan Mazhar, the keeper, does well to keep the ball in play. So slow ball to great effect. The ball may have touched something on its way through, no wide. And so not a bad over here from Shahid. Only 4 runs conceded so far. He's bowling to 2 top quality hard hitting batsmen. And he's kept them relatively quiet so far, Ian.
Yes, definitely he has come in and apply some breaks here. I like his line when he get it up.
Oh, driven through the offside. The classic looking shot again from Zeeshan Ashraf. He picks up another boundary. It's 43 for 1.
Yeah, that one was just a bit over pitch, and Ashraf definitely was not going to miss out on such a ball, So, as usual, we can see his stroke play, his timing is perfect, and his placement is immaculate. So, that one was into the boundary before we even knew it.
So 3 4s and 2 6s for him. So another wide here, sent down by Usman Shahid. So 9 in the over so far. And still 1 more ball. Many things can happen in that 1 ball.
Yeah, yes, 1 ball to go. Shahid just need to concentrate a bit more and just pick a spot and hit that spot consistently. As I see, he's been spraying a few balls wide, both of the off stump and down the leg side. So he just needs to relax and pick a spot there.
Yeah, struggling with his line here on the off stump. And the fact is, I'm pretty sure the Smashers will be hoping that they can get out quickly out of the power play. Here we go. Yeah, wide outside the off stump, just too wide, just called a wide, so we'll have to bowl this one back. 10 in the over so far, so adjustments made to the field. Abdullah Saeed goes out to deep cover. And they've brought mid-wicket into, in fact, they brought square leg in within the ring. And Ashraf is driving and driving well straight to Saleh Iqbal. Can't score this time. So an over of 10 runs come to an end. It's 45 for 1 at the end of 4.
Yes, good going by the Multan Sultan here. 45 for 1. And the 4th over, I'll say that's a pretty good score, as we have realized over the few days that, that's a very good rate to be going at, 11.3. It's a very good rate, because in most of the innings that I've watched so far, is like they'll be traveling about 8 to 9 per over in the earlier part of the game, and then the team is asked to step it up. But they are actually going at 11.3 and over, so they're doing pretty well.
So Rizwan Chima will be on strike. He's been relatively quiet. He's been out of strike. And we saw pretty much the entire over was a contest between Usman Shahid and Zeeshan Ashraf. So now the action shifts to Rizwan Chima. And Hamza Bangash, his first over went for 6, so he's had a good start. And this one's plundered towards the backward square area, although not timed. It goes away for 6 off the bat of Rizwan Chima. It brings up the 50 here for Multan Sultan. They're batting a 51 for 1.
Yes, with Shima, he is a pretty strong kid, He hits the ball pretty hard, and his timing is on. So even if he have a little miscue on it, it will still carry it to the boundary if he gets enough of the bat on it. So, Shima has a 6 just earlier. Now he walks down the wicket and he's gone. What a beauty of a catch way back on the boundary there. Deep square leg, and Shima is coming back in the stand.
Yeah, we'll have to pick up the fielder. Took a well-judged catch. Let's take a look. He advances down the track to Bangash. The fielder will have to pick the fielder up. He just inches away to play with. And in the end, he held on for dear life. And did he signal 6 there? What is he? or is it a sign of jubilation? Yeah, so in the end, Rizwan Chima is walking back to the pavilion. And now it's 51 for 2.
Definitely Shima advanced down the wicket, to that particular delivery. I think if he had just stood his ground, he would have picked that much easier, and that would be way over the boundary. But he walked into the bowler and just picked the wrong person on the boundary, and he's out.
Yeah, Raj Bhavsar, it appears. And so 51 for 2. Jaskran Malhotra comes to the middle. And Bangash, look at his bowling figure, 2 for 12. He's picked up all the wickets so far, you've got to say, Jan, technically.
Yeah, Bangash is on his game here. 2 for 12. You would not ask for more from your bowler here at this point, because it's not like the Multan Sultan not scoring, but they just fail to score him, or they're losing their wicket to him. So he's bowling pretty good.
So U.S. national player Jaskran Malhotra comes to the middle at 51 for 2. Oh, he gets a brilliant ball. What a ball here from Bangash. Pitched in line off and moving away. Yes. And Jaskran Malhotra searching for one. That's a good ball to bowl when you've just come to the crease to a batsman, Ian.
Yes, very good ball, Pitch in front and moving away. Just a little, tempting the batsman to reach for it. And that's a perfect delivery. So well done by Bangash.
So Malhotra has had good history over the years at the US Open, in particular this ground. And again, flashing or fishing at a ball outside the off stump. So Bangash has not only picked up a couple of wickets here, Ian Thomas, he continues to to bowl extremely well, getting the ball to move off the seam. And he's somehow made a choice of spotting it on some part of the pitch. And so far to great effect.
Definitely, he has his spot there mapped out and he's moving it. And that's the advantage to a bowler when you're able to move it. This one he did bring back. So he's playing a mind game with the batsman at this moment. He's having him in true frame of mind.
Yeah, Malhotra has come out here. He's faced 3 dot balls. Here we go. And again, searching for a ball outside the off stump. Doesn't make contact. It goes through to Rizwan Mazar. And we all know that Jaskran Malhotra is a lot better than 3 dot balls on a trot.
That tells how well Bangash is bowling. He's at the top of his game.
Oh, this one finds the outside edge and it runs away for 4. So finally, the good bowling of Hamza Bangash is betrayed by a ball outside the off stump. And ball going quickly away to the third man fence. Jaskran Malhotra gets off the mark with 4.
I think it was still a good ball because that really took the outer, thicker half of the bat. So for me, it wasn't a well-controlled shot, but it brought up 4 in the end. So he could also got a wicket from that. So it's good bowling from him. 2 over 16 runs, 2 wickets. Good going.
All right, so Ian Thomas, I'll see you at the 10 over mark as we welcome our new friend here. And once he comes onto the mic, I want to say welcome to the U.S. Open. Welcome to South Florida. We're going to introduce Bilal, who comes in part of the Multan Sultan setup. Welcome, Bilal. Welcome to U.S. Open Cricket. Welcome to the United States. And how things are going for the Multan Sultan team so far.
All right, thank you. It's a pleasure joining the team here. So far, Multan Sultan, as you know, we won 3 games on a trot. We were ready for the quarterfinal. We knew that it would be challenged in a 15-over game. Any player that shows up, shines out there, can switch the game around. So far, so good. I know that we have lost 2 of our strikers. We got Zeeshan, the captain, and then Chima, who's a strong hitter. But the good news for our team is that we still have Zeeshan out there, who is a shining star, rising star, who will be playing in the PSL for Multan Sultan this coming year.
Yeah, he's a top talent. Very impressed with the young man. And we wish him all the best, even beyond PSL. He's a top player. He has very good technique. Hits the ball hard. And Usman Shahid runs into ball to Ashraf. He goes up towards the mid-on area. Fielder comes around. And ball just dropping in front of the man there. Ball in the air for a little bit. But the approach here by Ashraf is very simple.
Yep.
And that is to get boundaries and get them very quickly.
Absolutely. One of his weaknesses, you saw that yesterday he got out the same area, but it took a tremendous catch. The fielder just drove in front to take the catch, but this one fell short. So he got lucky, but seemed like one of the weaknesses, he just needs to find a spot and avoid fielders.
So Malhotra comes back into strike. And while we have you here, Bilal, PSL will be playing in Pakistan entirely, huh?
Absolutely. I think it's great for the nation. I think it will be a great comeback. Seeing the security situation has improved big time. It's a big step forward. Until you take that step, you make the decision, it's not going to happen. But most of the players have committed to come and play in Pakistan in front of the crowd, the hungry crowd. They need cricket.
So Shahid gets a ball in the block hole here, and you've seen a little bit of Usman Shahid, the left arm seamer. Not bad.
Absolutely. I mean, he is doing well. Like you mentioned, unorthodox. He hides behind the umpire and then showed up in the last minute.
Yes.
So much like Bumrah, I think closer to him as well, because you're unable to see the bowler once he comes closer. Only then you just have to look for the ball. But, he's taking full advantage of his action.
So Ashraf, the man is right. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All the ease in the world. A commanding shot straight down the ground. Just in front of the side screen. And it goes away for 6. What a shot here from Zeeshan Ashraf.
He absolutely, I think he killed it. It just as it came in sort of over pitch, but it went straight, and then he didn't have look at that. So picked it up straight, and it went all the way. Massive shot.
Yeah, while he played it straight, he had the arms swinging wide. The zone well cleared, and was able to hit the ball with superb timing. Oh, you don't bowl that to Ashraf, and then it's another 6. So all the ease in the world of full toss, asking to be hit. And when you bowl those balls to the talent of Zeeshan Ashraf, he's not going to stick around and allow those to go by.
Oh, absolutely. Batsmen like those, they wait for those kind of deliveries. So it was sort of that, we call it easy as you like, and went over deep mid-wicket. Awesome. Big shot.
So 69 for 2. They're going at 11.5 runs and over. And Bilal, of course, we've been talking the last couple of days in let's say a 15 over game. Sometimes the real emphasis is not on preserving wickets. They're going at 11.5 and over. And who cares if you're batting and you're going 11, 12 and over? You can lose 8 or 9 wickets.
Yeah.
That's not the key in this format of the game.
Oh, absolutely. Here you just have to maximize it. As you know, when they show the stats, they don't focus on the average and how much they have scored in the past. They focus on the strike rate. And it's all happening for Multan Sultan at this moment. The other thing that we just wanted to talk more about is the background, and then the opportunity managing Multan Sultan, because I was born in Pakistan and also lived most of my life in Carolinas, that is North Carolina, and I was the president of the Cricket League. So, I can just speak to the game of cricket from 2 different angles, from the Pakistan standpoint, since I have the background, was born there, raised in, and then in here that we have helped grow. The cricket has grown so much in that part, and then the best thing about that is that we have.
Oh, this one is launched into the deep off the bat. This time of Jaskran Malhotra, as Raymond Ramratan comes back for his second spell, and that has gone miles out of the grassy banks onto the grassy banks. 75 for 2.
Yep. Oh, as I was coming back to the point, Malhotra, he's joining the party now that he has settled in. Seemed like he wants to be part of the action.
Yeah, he's a top player himself. So we do have the ability to not only look at Zeeshan Ashraf, who is a top talent in Pakistan, and Jaskran Malhotra, part of the U.S. national team these days. So he's also a big player.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need the local talent. Look at that. It went all the way again. So we need the local talent to shine. You had the Zeeshan, the captain, and then now you have Malhotra in action. And of course, the other Zeeshan is still the crease, Zeeshan Ashraf. So this is great for U.S. cricket, and this is great for Multan Sultan for sure.
Yeah, Raymond Ramratan hasn't been treated nicely here. His first over, I think, went for 21. And we've already seen a couple of 6s here off the bat of Jaskran Malhotra. So he's been treated quite roughly here by the Multan Sultan boys.
Yep, they're maximizing the deliveries, and of course, seem like he's coming closer to the bat, and it's all happening for Multan Sultan.
Well, he's a young player, Raymond Ramratan. I know him pretty well, and that's one of the things here in the U.S. Open, that the level is a little bit higher than most local leagues and local environment. And when you come here, you're running to some big talent as Zeeshan Ashraf and Jaskran Malhotra, and you've got to come with your A game.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, definitely experienced this firsthand, talent-wise, and you have the ground conditions that you have to adjust quickly. Not many areas of the U.S. that you'll find turf pitches, so they have to adjust to that, whether you have to pitch, get closer to the bat or fall short. So some sort of adjustment has to be made.
So one of the few faulty shots we've seen here attempted by Ashraf. He remains on 39 of just 16 balls, 4 sixes and 3 fours.
Yeah, that time he came a little quicker.
So Ramratan, ball driven nicely out towards the offside. Protection out in the deep, as we can imagine, over the power play. And Bilal, usually if you're out there feeling you can't wait until the power play period is ended, especially rampaging batsmen as Malhotra and Ashraf.
Yes, absolutely.
So good comeback deliveries here from Raymond Ramratan. The young Raymond Ramratan, still a young player, learning the trick and trade of the game and playing with the big men.
Yep. So what we have seen is a battle between the bat and the ball. You saw Zeeshan Ashraf. He saw that bowler had adjusted his length, so he came out of the crease, drove the ball, took the single. He knew that if the field has spread out now, and same goes for the bowler. The very next time he has adjusted his length, and then that has created some problems for the batsmen. If they want to take their chances, they can, because the field is spread out. But a nice battle between the bat and the ball.
So Ramratan, you look at his figure down on the right there. He's gone for 18 runs and over, 2 overs for 36. Not exactly what smashers would want from any of their bowlers, especially bowling at the early stages of the game. So that has not gone well.
Yep.
And we could see a bowling change here. Kapil Khanna, I think, has been given the ball.
Yeah, Ramratan, of course, it didn't work out for him. Almost 50% of runs have been scored off of him for Multan Sultan. But the good news for Multan Sultan, of course, they're 84 for 2 after end of 7 overs. Now that the field restrictions are over, it will be a challenge for batsmen to keep up with the pace and the current run rate of 12.
So Kapil Khanna, at this stage of the game, Bilal, if you were one of the bowlers here from Smashers, who would you prefer bowling to?
Absolutely Malhotra, because because I know that Zeeshan is well set, and he can see the ball very well.
So you've chosen Malhotra. Malhotra has gone straight down the ground.
Yep.
He gets a single as Abdullah Saeed runs around.
Yep.
Cleans up, and now the big man, Zeeshan Ashraf, he has played impressively well for 40 of just 17 balls, and we have seen him play shots all around the ground. In fact, Malhotra still on strike, so they get a single here.
Yep. So
87 for 2.
Yep, that's impressive. And then now challenge for Zeeshan, how he makes the adjustment after the field restrictions have been lifted, because there are fielders all around the ground, and he has to show his power. Of course, he's milding the ball very well. That will work to his advantage if he finds a gap.
So still going over 11 runs and over. Those numbers are numbers that Multan Sultan would really love.
Oh, yes.
And Smashers will know that they have a lot of work to do. It's only the fall of a couple of wickets. Look at that. Finds the gap. Cut away beautifully off the bat of Zeeshan Ashraf. He picks up another boundary. The scores are in the 90s.
Yep. So there he goes. That was a challenge for him to make sure that he picks the gap. He middles the ball very well, and that's where your talent comes into play. So he found a gap and got 4 more runs.
So he goes up to 44. Smashers, team out of New York, out of the tri-state area. That includes New York, New Jersey. And of course, the Multan Sultan and US All-Stars. US All-Stars, a local team.
Yep.
And the Multan Sultan, an overseas bit of merge. So top talent on display here in this game and throughout the tournament.
Yep.
So 8 in the over so far. Kapil Khanna. Ball stroked up towards long off. So from the way things have gone here, Bilal, not a bad over here when you consider the general rate. The general scoring rate has been 11, 12 and over. A bowler comes in and he gives you an over that gives you 9 runs. You may have to take that with some bit of graciousness with the way things have gone here for smashes.
Oh yes, I believe that the bowler knew how the batsmen are playing, so adjusted the length. It really worked out, especially Zeeshan Ashraf. He's a batsman who plays straight, and he adjusts his shot. So he did not give him any room, did not get closer to his bat, short of length, and of course Zeeshan found a gap on one occasion and scored a boundary. But 9 runs in this past over is good news for smashers.
So a partnership of some 42 runs so far. Raj Babsar, the other leg spinner, has been given the ball, and he comes in here with Malhotra on 23.
Malhotra, he's also scoring at a better pace now, especially found few boundaries. But he's the type of player who will let the hitter come on and display the show until he gets in the groove. But seems like he has settled in too.
So short and pulled into the onside. It's gone over the ropes. And it's gone away for 6. So 29 to Malhotra. And pushes the score close to 100. Is 99 for 2, Bilal.
Oh, that's going past 100 seemed like we are looking at probably around 145 to 150 plus for Multan Sultan. The good news is with Malhotra, I know that coach Faisal Iqbal, as you know, he traveled as well. He's a former Pakistani player. So he was working with Malhotra yesterday after the game, because when we had the game here, he played a long inning, but he was struggling for shots. So he worked with him and seemed like it paid off.
So ball stroked into the offside this time. Malhotra moves away and gives Zeeshan Ashraf, who's up to 45 from just, 19 balls.
Yep. Looking at probably the fastest 50 maybe, or one of the fastest for the tournament.
Yes, Bilal, we've seen a lot of T10 games in the stadium yesterday.
Yeah.
And so today in the quarterfinal, we saw earlier 15 over game, and this is the second one. So while the 10 over game would not have presented many opportunities for batsmen batting, let's say beyond 4 and 5 and 6 to really get a chance to get going, it has presented itself to 3 batsmen who got 50 yesterday in 10 over game. So yes, Zeeshan Ashraf, top talent. He's on 45. And this one he's cutting and cutting well. A long chase here for the man. He's running up towards the third man boundary. And he picks it up well inside. Couple of runs here for Ashraf. He will travel up to 47.
All right, so getting closer to the 50-run mark. So, yeah, he's making adjustments. As you can see, he's playing off the back foot. He knows that the fielders have spread out. So good to see that. I mean, that's what talent brings in you.
Yeah, we have seen in yesterday's days of cricket, and even today, the spinners are posed with a big problem. Number one, you can't bowl short on this track because it's holding up. It's a little bit slow. And then also, some players, as Zeeshan Ashraf, he's strong on his front foot. So where is the balance? Don't bowl short. Don't bowl pitch up. Where do you contain Ashraf?
Right, so you have to find a good length area. So first of all, if you miss it, even by an inch, you know he's got you. So balls are adjusting.
So 10 in the over so far. A chance being offered here. Malhotra goes. He falls for 30. It's 103 for 3.
Right, it seemed like he did not get under the ball. It was more of aerial versus getting the distance or elevation was there. But anyhow, seemed like that he's gone. But Multan Sultan has plenty of talent. waiting in the hut, and we'll see who's out next.
I think Javel Glenn is the man going out next. Heard he had a good third round game, or might have been the second round of the series, but still, yeah, you're right. The Multan Sultan US All-Star team bats very deep. And with the fall of Jaskro and Malhotra, they're still going at 11.6 and over.
Yep. Still
as Javel Glenn walks to the middle.
So Glenn, left-arm batsman, we saw him yesterday. He only faced about 3 or 4 deliveries and hit a massive 6 in the stadium, but we all know what he brings to the table. Things will not get easier for smashers. They still have to bowl in good length areas, contain the batsman. Any little mistake will disappear out of the park. Zeeshan Ashraf still holding it out there, not out at 48. That's not your conventional batsman, but he bats straight out of the coaching manual. That's what we see for Zeeshan Ashraf. And as long as he stays until the end, batsmen like Glenn, they will maintain the run rate. And of course, Zeeshan himself, he's chipping in big time.
So 10 in the over. He's picked up a very important wicket of Jaskran Malhotra. And Ashraf, he cuts straight to Abdullah. Can score. And that completes the 9th over. It's 103 for 3.
So 103. And we got still the run rate at 11.4. Still going well for Multan Sultan as long as they have wickets in hand. I'm sure after 10th or 11th over, it will be all out for them. They will just go for boundaries from there, and especially if Zeeshan Ashraf is still out there, he will be the key man for Multan Sultan to keep the innings together as long as the other side keeps maintaining or keeps scoring boundaries and maintain the run rate around 12-ish, and we're looking at 150 plus.
Yeah, 36 balls remaining. So essentially, if they get run a ball, and I'm pretty sure they'll get more than run a ball here, that will push them to 139 in the region of 139, 150. You'd want to factor in if Zeeshan Ashraf is still there towards the latter stages of this innings. We could see the run rate still hovering around 11 runs and over. So Abdullah Saeed comes into the attack and start relatively well with a dot ball just outside the off stump to Glenn. Oh, he's pulled this one into the onside. Number 1 has taken a well-judged catch off the bounce. And Javel Glenn goes without scoring, having faced a couple of balls.
I think it's a big loss for Multan Sultan, because we all know what Glenn can do. He didn't want to wait out there, even though he had time, but he saw the length, just couldn't wait, and it's a great catch because it was the height, it was the speed of the ball. Well, what an adjustment. Great catch.
So it appears to be Neil Patel. Neil Patel, he's picked up a couple of catches, and excellent catching from Patel. And Abdullah Saeed, you look at his bowling spell so far, he's done better than anyone else.
Absolutely.
Just a couple of balls into his bowling spell, he's dismissed Javel Glenn, who has just come to the crease. And so it's 103 for 4 as Smashers lead a fight back here, Bilal.
Oh, yes. I think if they get 1 or 2 more wickets, of course, they can apply some breaks to that run rate. It's down to 11 now, but it's time to regroup and look at the situation. And because field has spread out, unless you are pretty much sure that you can find a gap or you can put it out of the boundary, I would say that they'll just have to be careful because 2 back-to-back wickets for Smashers. They gain some confidence here, and again regroup.
So an international player makes his way out to the middle. Saad bin Zafar out of Toronto, Canada, and a man with some bit of global T20 experience in the last couple of seasons that the Global T20 has been played in Canada, Bilal.
Yes, so Saad, another impressive talent. Like I was saying, that we do bat deep. That's Multan Sultan. So he's another talent who can put the ball away, but he will need to take his time and not to throw his wicket.
So the ball has eluded keeper. Wide is the signal, so fielder is giving chase, pulls it back inside the fine leg boundary. 3 will be added to the score, so ball heading down the leg side, and Rizwan Mazar, the keeper, having a little bit of problem there. Always a bit of blind spot for keepers.
Yeah, so there it is. It's sort of a gifted delivery there, too far away for the wicket keeper, and 3 runs added.
So ball pulled into the onside, and this could be the 50 here for Zeeshan Ashraf. And he goes quickly up to 54 with that 6. Beautiful half century here for Ashraf. And he comes off just 23 balls, Bilal.
Absolutely. So looking at his innings from the get-go, from the first over up until now, with this 6, you can see his shot selection has been impressive. He's not taking any chances unless he's sure. So he's middling the ball. Well-deserved 50. I think Multan Sultan, he is the key, and he's keeping it together for him, even after 2 back-to-back wickets.
So 5 6s and 4 4s. Doesn't get better than that. And Said has gone for 10 in the over so far. So ball swept away towards the backward square area. Running quickly, they'll only get a single. And single that brings Saad bin Zafar, Canada national player.
Yeah.
And these days with the Canadian